people, hi, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining me again. If you're new, I really appreciate your presence. If you're returning, really thank you as well. I just got back from work, so exhausted, but I have been putting this video off and I just want to get to it today. So I might not be as comprehensive as I planned, which is one of the reasons why I've actually put this off for a long while. I have wanted to make this video for a long time, but I wanted to be as thorough as possible. So I just felt I need to write down something. I need to think about everything that I want to talk about before I actually do it. So it's been making me just put things off. So I'm just gonna start and do something, and then if I need to do a second part, I can do that later, or if I need to go more in depth, I can do that later as well. I want to talk about applying to US universities and especially about funded opportunities. I have talked about this a little bit in one other video, and I was going to do a follow-up to that with this, and I just never got around to it. So I'm going to link that video in the description so that you can check that out if you're interested. I just gave a very general overview of what you need to be aware of and the fact that these opportunities exist, right? So today I'm just going to break it down a little bit more, what I understand and what I have seen and what I have known, and I have also helped some of my friends and walked some of my friends through this process, how to just find a program, how to apply, and how to find the program and how to start the application process. But before I get into all of that, the most important part that I want to highlight is why you should be using this route, right? People talk about getting opportunities abroad, or doing their masters or their graduates, postgraduates as we would say in Nigeria. Here in the US they call it graduate studies or graduate degree. In Nigeria we call it postgraduate degree. So I'm going to continue saying graduate degree because now you understand what I mean. If you're interested in a graduate degree and furthering your studies abroad, this is, in my opinion, one of the easiest ways to do it. And I think a lot of people know about it, but they're not taking advantage of it, or maybe people are just intimidated by the process and feel like it's a lot of work. So I'm going to try to break it down a little bit and see if that makes it easier for people to conceptualize and begin to work on trying that route if it's something that you're interested in. But this is very, very focused on the US, right? Because that's what I have experience with, that's what I can speak to, and I also think that it's one of the easiest routes, right? A lot of people, when they're thinking about studying abroad, start thinking about how to get a scholarship. You want to apply for one of these very prestigious scholarships Commonwealth shared scholarship, Chevening, maybe MasterCard, all of those scholarships. That's a very good route to use, but many of those scholarships are very competitive as well, and they are very stringent and very specific requirements and things that you have to do. In my opinion, there's a much easier way to do it that gives you a lot more options for programs that offer courses, as we will say, programs and courses that you can explore and something that you actually want. And that's what I talked about in the video I said before. It's in the link is in the description, and it's graduate assistantships. Basically, the idea of the graduate assistantship is that you get into a program and that program funds your schooling, and it's much more common than a lot of people realize, because if you're talking about graduate degrees, it's very different from undergraduate degrees, and a lot of graduate degrees are incentivized, meaning that there is money available for you to do your schooling that you don't have to pay out of pocket. And the way that's done is that you get to work for the department or for the school, and the school pays for your program. And there's so many programs where this is available. There's so many schools. In fact, in almost all the schools, there's a certain type of financial aid or some type of offer or some type of offer funding that is available. You just need to know how to look for these opportunities and where to look. And so I'm going to be taking you through all of that today. How to find programs, how to find programs, how to see if that program is funded, which is very important if you're using this route. If this is what you want to do, you want to be sure that the program is funded, and you want to be sure that it's fully funded, because there's so many fully funded programs. Why should you do one where you have to pay some money? And then things to just look out for as you're looking for these programs. So let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is decide what program you want, just loosely, right? Things might change as you begin to look at the options available to you. You want to decide what program am I interested in, what's the career I want to, what do I want to do with this, what's my career plan and my career projections, right? So that's the first thing. So if like maybe you did, for me, I did English in my undergrad, right? And after I did English, and then I had worked for a while before I decided I wanted to go back to school. And because I had worked, I realized that this is the part of English, or this is the part of language studies that I want to concentrate on. So I started looking for things around writing. At the time, I was doing a lot of writing and content creation and just work around communication, right? So I started looking at what kind of programs can help me grow in this career. So I was looking at writing programs, and it was while looking at writing programs that I found the program that I eventually did, which is communication. And when I read through like the requirements and what the whole program is, the curriculum and all of that, I realized that this is perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. I just didn't have the words. I didn't know which how to describe the program. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you want to just loosely decide, what do I want to do? So maybe you are in sciences and you want to I don't know, you did something different in your undergrad and now you want to go into some type of engineering. So something what I'm looking for is around engineering. So maybe you like did international relations in your undergrad, and then you decide that, okay, I want to just go into development, right? So you're thinking about political development or political communication, things like that. So you just want to have a just loose idea of what you want to do. Then you begin to use that as your search bar, as your search parameters as you begin to look into what you want to do. So decide what program you want, and then you want to start looking around for what is available. And this is the part where I'm going to share my screen so you can see. Just want to give an example of how to search for these things, because a lot of people act like it's very overwhelming, like how to search for a school, how to search for a program, and then how to know if the program is funded, how to do what to do, and how to reach out to professors and program directors, and that's that whole process. And this is very important time, because this is October now. The application window is currently open in most schools. Admission for next year fall, which starts in August or late July for some people, admission starts now, right? This is when you should be applying from right now. This is October. A lot of schools have opened. A lot of schools opened their application in at the beginning of October. So October, November, December, January, February, March, April is when a lot of schools take applications. But it's very important for you to know that if you're looking for funding, you want to apply before the end of this year, because a lot of the funded positions that come with full funding, they go to early applicants, right? Because if they found people that are really good, of course they'll give them an offer, right? It's important to apply early because you just want to get in there early. It's first come first served kind of thing in most schools. So let me open up my my screen now so you can see what I'm seeing, and then I can walk you through the process. All right, so this is your blank screen. You're about to start searching. You want to start your search for schools. There are different ways to start this. You can just simply Google MA your program or MSc your program USA and start seeing what pops up. Or you can decide, okay, I've heard about this school randomly. Let me see if they have a program, or let me see if they have the program that I have in mind, right? So let me think of a random school, University of Tennessee, that just a random school, and maybe your program or what you want to do is engineering. You want to do a master's degree in engineering, all right? University of Tennessee, MSc, suggested, let's do this, MSc Computer Science then. Let's do that. All right, so here it is. I'm looking at like what's popping up. So this looks interesting. This looks like the program. So I come in here and I begin to look at the information, right? Computer science major, MS, and then I find the requirements. But looking at this page, of course, what I'm looking for is information about how to apply and if it's funded, right? Which is what you should be looking for. So I'm going to quickly browse this and look at, okay, tell me how to apply to this program. And I'm not seeing that here. So let me go here to the University of Tennessee. And this is the academic catalog. I'm looking for graduate program. This is basically what you have to do. This, like, you just keep searching until you find something. And what did I do there? I just click this. That will always take you to the home page. That will always take you to the home page, because I'm trying to I'm not finding the information I want in there. It's just like some archive. So I'll come here, and what I clicked was apply. And this tells me apply to University of Tennessee, and then you can see graduate, undergraduate. So I'm going to click graduate to see what's I already can see like international and all of that. But what I want to see is their website, to see if the program sounds good or if they have funding and stuff like that. So that's what I'll keep looking for on their website. This is undergraduate here. This is graduate. Okay, this is the apply to grad school. Yeah. Good. And new applicant. Let me see what's there. It says to create account. I don't need that yet because I'm just trying to find programs. So look at that, degrees and programs is what I this is what I clicked here, degrees and programs. So those are the kind of things you want to look at for when you're trying to apply, when you're trying to find a program. So I go to degrees and programs, and I am like going through. What I want is computer science. Remember, that's what I clicked at first and I couldn't find what I was looking for. So I go on down and I'm going to see, because it's computer science I'm looking for. And now I'm in C. So I'm saying communication, computer engineering, MS, that's Master of Science, computer engineering, PhD, computer science, MS, good. So this is looking like what I am interested in, so I'm going to click this because computer science is what I was looking for. And now this is giving me all of the information that I need. Admission standards and procedure, all of this. So I have to have a bachelor with at least 3 out of 4. Most of us in Nigeria, we operate on a 5.0 CGPA, so you can just click type that into Google and see what your what your CGPA would convert to. You convert that to 4.0, and all of this, I'm reading all of that information. Personally, at this point, I'll probably just click out of this because I'm already seeing you have to write TOEFL, and there are several schools that do not require you to write TOEFL, I'll probably just stop. But I just want to use this as an example to show you how to search for all of this information and where to look, because I get a lot of questions about like, I don't have enough, I can't find a program, and it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of like hours in the chair just working on your computer and trying to find. But you want to get to the point where you have like at least 3 good options that will offer fully funded, and that's what you want to use as your master list to apply, right? So you don't just want to just pick any random school. You want to research them, look into them, and be sure that these ones have my program. They are they have offers that are funded. And when I say funded, remember I'm talking about graduate assistantship. But let's keep looking at this and see if what their financial aid looks like. So trying to see. So what I'm seeing here now, another thing that I want to be careful of, or we want to check carefully, is what I'm seeing here is that they just have information about the program, and what you want to look out for when you're doing this is, don't look at information about the program, look at the website of the program. Every single website, every single program, in most schools at least, have a website, like have a dedicated website to them. So here is not full, information. So what I'm trying to, I'm not seeing the things I need to see. I'm not seeing the full picture. So what I see now is the TCO College of Engineering is the school or is the department offering this. So I'm going to go to their website to see if I can find more information. So here I'm going to go over here. Let me show you what I did. This here is what I clicked to go over here, and here is their website. Good. So now I'm in their website, and I'm seeing much more information than before. That was just giving me kind of like a short form. So that's a good hack for you when you're trying to find a program. Go to the program website itself, not the school website, right? If you're like trying to do a master's in whatever, go to the department website. Almost every school has a departmental website. Go to that one. So look at this now, graduate studies, and explore our graduate programs, right? And now we have all of this, but more information. And remember, we're still doing masters in computer science. So right, I'm going to click this and see what they're going to give to me. Right, so this is the website for that program, and I'm getting information, getting all this good information. As you can see, this is where I'll go to this admissions. As you can see on my screen is where I'll go to like see information about how to get admitted. But what I'm interested in right now is, do they have funding? Do they have funding for me? So I'll go to financial aid, and I'll click that and see look at that, assistantships. So here they say their own assistantship provides a monthly stipend, tuition waiver, and health insurance. That's really good. Tuition waiver means like they're going to pay your tuition, which is really expensive here. Monthly stipend means they're going to pay you something monthly, and health insurance means you have insurance, right? So there are 2 different types, and they give you more information. Apart from assistantship, apparently this school also offers fellowships and another type of fellowship. So that's what you want to see, and this is where this is important information. Another thing I like to see is a lot of schools will let you know if they offer everybody who gets a master's admission funding, right? A lot of schools offer that if you get a master's admission, you get funding, which is the best situation ever. And it's very common, more common than you think. So what you have to concentrate on in that case is just you want to make a good application for the master's program or the PhD program, whichever you want to choose, because you know that once you get into that program, you will get funding, right? This one, they're not giving me any information about if everybody gets funding, and this is where you can email someone and see hi, I'm interested in this program, I have an undergraduate degree in this. I am just sell yourself a little bit, and then say something like, I would like to know if you offer funding. I would like to know what kind of funding is available to admitted students or master students or stuff like that. And then they will give you information on, oh, if you're admitted, you get funding, or we offer funding to maybe the top 10 admitted, stuff like that. That's when you need to send emails. But that's just a very brief summary of what the kind of email you want to make it a little bit more. You want to write it a little bit more diplomatically. So let me see what information they have for international graduate students. They have that page is not working. All right, so like I said, if they don't have very clear information about we offer funding to everyone who gets an admission, you can write them and ask them. So I'm going to try and find their contact information and see who I should be writing in this situation. So let's go to like admissions and see what's in there. Yeah, so here you find more information about what to do if you are an international applicant like we are. And here you find information on how to contact graduate admissions. They should have an email address here, or you can simply use this kind of contact forms, and that way you can submit an inquiry, or you can come in here and use like this email address to send them a question about that. So that's how to contact someone if you need to contact someone or the graduate school and ask those kind of questions. So let's keep looking at their page and see what we can find. Let's look at the programs page, and in here, yeah, this is what I always like to see. I always like to see what's the assistantship, what are they offering. And if you read it here, it says many graduate students serve either as teaching assistants or research assistants, or a combination of both. These assistantships come with tuition and fee waivers, as well as health insurance and a stipend. Now look at it. Contact Jens Gregor regarding graduate teaching assistantships, or contact individual blah 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 regarding graduate research assistants. So this situation is the person you can talk to if you like trying to like ask about what's the requirements, how do I get a teaching assistantship, or if you already kind of know the research you want to do, then you can go and look at their people's tab that you can see on the screen here and check who is a professor in the field that I'm interested in working with, or the field I'm interested in working on, and then you can email them and tell them that you are a prospective student, or you're an applicant and you just want more information, and so you're just trying to find more information about the program to make your decision, stuff like that. That's, you just want to establish a channel of conversation, and then in most cases you always if they cannot help you, or if they're not the right person, they will introduce you to someone, or send like just an email introduction to someone else, and you can start talking to people. But personally, I don't even like going through that route, because I don't like to have to, talk to this person and talk to this person. I just want to find the information on the website and just decide on what I want to apply for. Just go ahead and apply for it, and just make sure that my application is very tight, which is what I am encouraging you to do. My recording stopped for a while there, so it looks like I lost some of the things that I said. So here's what I said before. We've done the example of, oh, I know a school, I'm going to check if they have my program. Now let's do the example of, I have a program or a course that I want to do. Let me see what I can find. All right, so here's our search tab. Let's do my course, the one I did communications for my master's, MA Communications. If you're doing this maybe from Nigeria or somewhere else, you probably want to add USC or something like that to this, but because I am like browsing from here, it's going to optimize for schools around me, so I don't have to put USA in my search metrics. So I'm going like, this are so many good options, so many good options, as you can see. Keep browsing. These schools, these are really good schools, or everything coming up here. So you can just start going through the list one after the other. Let's do University of Connecticut. I've been there one time and it's a really good place and the schools are really amazing. So let's look at that. And remember what I said, that you always want to look for the program website itself, like the course itself, the website, not the school website as a whole. So I'm going to try and see now if this is the program website or if it's just a general, overview from the main website. And it's looking to me like not the school website itself. So I am going to try and see Department of Communication. Good. Okay, yeah, so I'm on the website and now this is all of this good information here. I'm trying to find graduate program. So this is the graduate program. I want to look at overview, which is the page we're on before. Yeah, good. So Master of Arts in Communication is what I want to look at, and the information is right there on top. So what's in here? Let's click this. It's C. And the same page we were on before. So I just had to use to check that this is actually the program website. Good. So overview, core courses. This is not what I want. I want to see the admission requirements, and you can see it over here. Let's go to grad admissions and see. Good thing to check, application timelines. This one opens in mid-September for both spring and fall admissions. I generally advise people to shoot for fall because that's where you find the most the best opportunities for funding. Fall is like it starts in August. All right, so look at that. This applications for fall will be reviewed beginning from December 1, and they have all of this information. We have a limited number of assistantships to offer each year. So if you wish to be considered for assistantship funding in addition to admission, we strongly encourage you to submit your application by December 1. Very clear. You see what I was saying before? So for these people, if you want them to consider, if you want assistantship, you want to apply by December 1. And yeah, they will still continue to receive applications, look at it, after December 1. But if you want assistantship, you want to be considered early, and they will just consider until it's full, until they have a full class. And when I say full class, it's all often a small size. So people are like 15, 20 at the most in most MA classes, one like cohort, one admission set, right? So it's not a lot of people, so you want to apply early. Now let's look at requirements for admission. All of this information, blah blah blah, that's what you want to see. GRE scores is optional. Really good. They said making it optional in 2023. A lot of schools are beginning to waive all of those things now. So this is where you find all the information. Now let's go and look for if there's more information about funding. And look at here, paying for graduate education is where you find that information. Good. Graduate assistantships. These are available to qualified MA and PhD students. Blah, 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 blah. A full-time assistantship provides an academic year salary. That is really good. And they will have other options. You can apply for fellowships, you can apply for work-study funds, all of those kind of things. I want to hear more about this graduate assistantships that they have. So I'm going to click that. And they're just giving you more information about once you have gotten your assistantship. This is really good. Let's look at the school I finished from. Communication, MA, James Madison University. All right, really good, really good. And always I want to see the financial aid. This is like the website for the program. Remember, look for the website for the program, not the website for the school. Now this is the website for the school, and you can even find information about the program, but that's not what I want. I want to see the website for the school, right? So let's look at the financial aid and scholarship information. And I go here, and there is graduate and teaching assistantships. Like I told you, graduate and teaching assistantships generally cover the cost of tuition and provide the student with a modest stipend for living expenses. Really good. And then I'm looking for more information. Look at that. Just information about what it's going to look like and what all the other opportunities are. And there you have it. So I don't want this to become unnecessarily long, but but what I want you to take away from this is that there is a straightforward route or path to this, and I'm only simply talking about graduate student assistantship as a means of funding your MA or your PhD, and they are available. Almost all the schools that I showed you have GAs available, and there's so many schools that even just make it like every single person that gets into the MA program, or if you apply earlier and you're a good candidate, you will get in. You will get an assistantship. And I know that a lot of people are also like intimidated by the idea of, oh, you have to have a 2-1 or a certain kind of result before you can get in. I promise you, there's so many people who have gotten into graduate programs here and who have gotten assistantships without having a 2-1. Just want to make sure that your application is very strong, and which is probably what I'm going to do next if I do a follow-up to this about how to make a strong application. I want to make sure that your application is strong, and because in most schools here they they use a holistic approach to considering people for admission. So if you have work experience, if you have like a really well-written purpose statement, if you have like stuff like that, and even if you want to boost your thing, you can do TOEFL. TOEFL is like really easy and straightforward to do if you're interested. When I did TOEFL, my school didn't even require TOEFL, but I had done it. But when I did it, I think I didn't spend, maybe I only looked at the material twice, I think, because I was working then in Lagos. I was working like full-time. Almost killed me. I was looking at Ikoyi, and I was living after Aja, and so my commute every day was crazy. I would leave home around 4:30 or 5 a.m. sometimes, and I wouldn't get back until like 10:30, 11. So I didn't have time when I wrote TOEFL that time. So I didn't have time to study. Like I maybe looked at the material like twice, and I had like 5 or 6 marks to get the full score, right? When I wrote it, like I'm not saying it's like terribly simple. I'm just saying like it's straightforward, it's doable, right? If you need that to boost yourself or do something else to boost your application. But a lot of people have gotten admissions and gotten assistantships without even having like 2-1 or above 2-1. So you want to do a really, really strong application, and that's and it doesn't have to be like 2-1 or first class. So I've talked about like decide on your program. That's the first step. Start searching, and people keep telling me like it's overwhelming and stuff like that, and that's why I did like this kind of show you my screen kind of thing to show you that this is how to search. Look for schools, go to their financial aid page and see if they offer assistantships. If you're not clear, email someone. I promise you, people always respond to emails here, especially if you're emailing the admissions department. They will tell you the information, or they will tell you someone that you can ask the information, and it doesn't take anything away from your application that you are asking questions before you apply, because you're paying. A lot of schools, you have to pay application fees, and that's a lot of money. You want to make sure that wherever you're applying to, you have a good chance of getting in, and you have a good chance of getting tuition fund, your tuition waived, or the GA assistantship funding. So once you want to find like 2 or 3 schools that really tight, they offer funding, their program sounds like it's really good, it's a good match and a good fit for what you want to do, and then that list 3 is my magic number personally for me if you want to apply to schools. And then you want to start contacting faculty or graduate programs if you need to. If you don't need to, I found that a lot of times just asking questions to clarify a few things can help you feel more comfortable applying. So once you have your three schools or 2 schools, then contact people. And then the other thing you want to do is put together the list of requirements. If you go back to like where I was showing you before, a lot of schools put up the application requirements like top. You can already see like they want you to a lot of people waive TOEFL now, or waive other like GRE and stuff like that. So you want to see maybe they need 3 references, they need a purpose statement, they need like a evidence of scholarly work, stuff like. You just want to make the list of what they need, and then look at what do I need to start looking for right now, what do I need to start compiling. The biggest part of that is the references, especially for people who didn't just leave school right now. Maybe you left like 5 years ago or longer than that. It's possible that you don't really have contact with some of your professors again. LinkedIn is a good way to find them, and for some you can just reach out to people who are in the department right now, like younger colleagues, and just use your connection. You have other alumni and things like that, and just find a professor. They're very familiar with having to write this kind of letters, and someone there's always going to be someone, at least one person that you gelled with before you left, that you can ask to maybe just write you one. In this kind of cases, you want to at least have one academic reference, that is maybe someone that taught you, a lecturer that taught you before. And then if you have left school for a long time, they can use your employer for the rest of the your employer, or someone that you've worked with for the rest of the application references. So a lot of times you need 3 references, so you want to start thinking about how do I get that. And another thing you need in many of these applications is a transcript, your unofficial transcript. In this case, many schools want to check that requirement as well, but many schools will ask you to just submit your unofficial transcript, and then later on you can send the official one that you will use Wes or whatever to send through, so that you can be sure that it's not forged, basically, right? For me, I remember that when I knew I would apply to schools in the future. So when I went for my convocation that year, I remember I went to the admissions office and requested my transcript, and they would do this thing where they would tell you they can't give you personally or something like that. So I brought my the department I finished from as my recipient, almost as if like I'm applying for a master's degree in that department as my recipient. So they just gave it to me by hand in a sealed envelope states my department, and I just opened it and got out my transcript and scanned it, and that's how I always had my own official transcript. There are several different ways you want to explore what's your way, what options does your school offer. So get your transcripts, scan it, and have the soft copy ready. These are just examples of, these are just off the top of my head recollection of the materials that you will need. Yes, it's a lot of work, but nothing good comes easy, right? But it's doable, it's my point. And I just want to encourage people that have been thinking about this. I know a lot of people, I know a few friends that have been thinking about doing this, and it feels like really overwhelming, and it's like a lot of work. You can break it down into like manageable chunks, right? Just start thinking, okay, maybe first of all, let me do the research. This week I'm just going to focus on finding 3 schools, and then you find the 3 schools, you find out that they have funding. Next week I'm going to pull together all the requirements I need. Then the upper week I'm going to contact all of the references and just beg them, daddy, please, whatever. You know how you talk, you need to talk to these people so that they can give you good responses, and then just start talking to people and let them know that you will need them for references, and then you can start the application. And that's maybe what we'll talk about next. I don't want to make promises because it takes forever to pull these things together, but I feel too that there is a science, there is a straightforward science to actually writing really good applications, and you can hack it in a good way, not like you cheat or anything like that. There are ways but we'll talk about that in another program, in another video if we get to it. This has already gone on too long. One more thing I want to mention though is that in many cases, even if the program you are applying to does not have assistantship, or if you apply to a program and they don't offer you assistantship, don't give up, right? Because it's very, very possible that you will find assistantship in a different department. In most cases, there are other departments that are like offering, oh, we need someone to do this job, or maybe do this admin stuff, and we want the graduate students because they don't want to pay full-time, staff and pay benefits and all of that, and when it's not like a really big job, right? So if you get admission, or if some of you have admissions and it's like there's no funding, every school has a job link. Maybe I'll show you that some other time. Every school has a job link or like a career page where they also publish the graduate assistantship post or the graduate assistantship, the available positions. So you can apply to other departments, like other non-academic departments, maybe like admissions or libraries or some other parts of the school that is not like academic, and then you can get a job there, and when they take you on, they also offer you full tuition waiver and maybe a stipend. There are just so many different ways to approach this, so I want you to understand that it's doable and it's possible, so pursue it. And if you have any questions, you can put it down in the link below. I think I feel like there's something else I wanted to talk about, but this has been a long video right now, so I don't want to bore anyone, but there might be a follow-up to this. Like always, I really appreciate you showing up. I thank you so much for subscribing. For those of you that have subscribed and those that watched to this point, thank you so much for giving me audience and helping me, get better ideas. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you in the next one. Good. I feel so fulfilled that I got through that, because I've wanted to do this video for a long time, and it might be a little bit jumbled, a little bit all over the place, because yeah, I'm tired. It's been a long day. I just got back from work, but I was like, I'm gonna record this thing today, and maybe I'll edit it tomorrow. And I'm just so happy that I got through that. So excuse me, I apologize for any of the jumbledness. It's tiredness, it's stress, but if you have any questions, if there's something I said that is not clear, you can totally ask me questions in the DMs or in my DMs, right? A lot of people that are making this video for kind of have my contacts. Instead of answering all the questions one after the other, answer this person, I just wanted to put it together that I can have a video that I can just share and have people like have all the information in one place. So thank you so much once again for stopping by and for listening to me so far. I'll see you in another video. Bye.